Hey everybody, welcome back to The Stuff of Legend. My name is D'Lo. I've got another video for you guys today. We are going to be talking about a few different topics. I'm going to pull those up in the front for you so you can see those right here. Right out of the gate, you guys can see I'm over here on YouTube looking at a video of Gal Gadot. I wanted to kick this off by giving you guys a little bit of what I think is praiseworthy news, reputable news that made me happy, made me smile. And I think it's rare what we just saw with Gal Gadot, or rather what you're about to see if you haven't already seen it, with Gal Gadot, who plays Wonder Woman and is going to play her again in Wonder Woman 84. Really, really exciting stuff because you never see this kind of thing anymore, especially for some reason in female-led films. So this is something that I'm really excited to talk about, especially given the recent conversations we've had with the Elizabeth Banks thing. You guys know what I'm talking about there. If you don't, check out my previous videos, as well as a ton of the stuff that Brie Larson has said herself on the campaign trails for the films she's been involved in. A lot of these things are very divisive. You find this kind of talk coming out of the Star Wars camp a lot, and it's very frustrating for a lot of fans because if you share an opinion with someone else who may feel some way, you end up getting pigeonholed into that same group, which is frustrating. A lot of the time. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just bear with me. I don't want to get too deep into that part of it, but I did want to give credit where credit is due. So I wanted to play this this little bit for you guys from an interview with ET Entertainment Tonight with Gal Gadot, and she says something here talking about the insane stunts she did, the insane cable work that Patty Jenkins did, as opposed to integrating more CGI. She did a lot more practical effects. It was very hard, but they were so moved and wowed by seeing the film afterward, how beautiful and clean it came out. So obviously we haven't seen it. Let's go ahead and see what they have to say about this, and then I'll break down what we're seeing here real quick. I really quick, I think it's really funny that she's saying, you know, like she was really inspired by watching this, the early cut of the film, and that it got her very emotional. She says touch wood because English is her second language. I think she meant knock on wood. Like it'll be really good. Like hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be really good to everyone else. But she and Patty Jenkins and the whole crew have seen it and they love it. No doubt, of course. I mean, obviously they want to promote their own film, but I'm sure that it probably was really, really awesome. We'll get to see that soon, but that's not what we're here to talk about. So the next question is what I believe is going to be the topic of discussion. So let's jump in. So right there, let me just pause. And in case you guys didn't already see where I was going with this, where this interviewer is clearly going with this, she wants to make this whole movie, the whole campaign, a lot of these press junkets, the journalist goes out with an intention. They want to frame the story a certain way instead of just get the facts and let them fall where they may. They kind of guide it to where they want the headline to go. And this interviewer from Entertainment Tonight wants this movie to be about female empowerment, want it to be about feminism, and want it to be for women. And that kind of thing in and of itself isn't wrong, but a lot of what we've seen recently, especially with what has happened with certain Marvel films, Captain Marvel, even some of Endgame had a little bit of this on the campaign trail. Very cringe-worthy dialogue that happened during interviews, as well as with Star Wars. Very frustrating to see how some people try to make something feel like it must be either male or female, and that you have to pit men and women against each other in order to lift one or the other up. And that just simply isn't the case. And you can see Wonder Woman here is about to wag her finger at this interviewer, not like in a aggressive way, but just to let her know, I have a point to make. I see where you're coming from. No, this is what it is. So Gal Gadot, I keep calling her Wonder Woman because that's what she is to me, but Wonder Woman is about to let this interviewer know, and the world know, that no, just because I have 2 daughters, just because I am a woman leading this superhero film, action, adventure, whatever, does not mean that it is only for women. And that's one of the mistakes that I think a lot of people they try to make a female-led film and then say it's for women. It's not for men. It doesn't matter what men think. It doesn't matter if men like it. This is not for men. And then get mad and upset when men don't go see that film. When men are told not to go see it, they're probably not going to go see it. And then, but in this case, they've clearly, Warner Bros., props to Warner Bros. Let's take a look. I want to show you guys, because I've already seen this. I want to show you what she's saying here. That is absolutely spot on. That couldn't have been said any better. She basically says, yes, I have daughters. Yes, I am a woman. Yes, this is a female action-led film, but you can't just make it for the women. You can't just make it for girls. This is a movie for everybody. And then she continues to say that you can't get to the place where you're working, you're teaching women and girls and just about female empowerment and just about feminism and all that stuff. You can't get there. You can't get that kind of level of societal change until you show the world, you show both women and men that can be achieved, that is a thing, that is real. So basically what I've said on my channel several times is show, don't tell strong women. Now, there's a myth going around that men don't want to see strong women in action films, and that's just blatantly, patently untrue. We talk about Ripley. What's her name? Ripley Scott. Alien. We talk about Alien. We talk about the Fast and the Furious. Even with Gal Gadot in the Fast and Furious franchises, you can talk about Star Wars. There's been strong women in Star Wars since day one in A New Hope with Leia. You could talk about pretty much any franchise. There's always a really strong woman that's either there alongside a strong man, or oftentimes is the lead herself. And we've had Wonder Woman before. Wonder Woman's not a new thing. Linda Carter has been Wonder Woman. We've had plenty of people be strong women in the past, but a lot of people nowadays try to pretend that that's not the case. And instead of showing you a strong woman and letting that speak for itself, they have to preach to everybody and tell you that you're evil. If you're a white male, you're automatically wrong, you're automatically evil, and that there's some sort of cabal of dudes that are trying to keep women down, and that's simply not the case. And what Gal Gadot is saying is, even like, we can't ever get to that place where women can have that position until we show that is real. You have to walk the walk. You can't just talk the talk. And so what she's saying here is that Wonder Woman is not a film that's going to tell you about strong women. It's going to show you strong women. And that is the kind of film that I would love to see. So for me, and I love, I've loved X-Men, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, you name it, strong women all over the place. I'm totally down for that. You already have my money. Just make the good film. I'll be there. And Wonder Woman, I'm super pumped for this. But this is such a breath of fresh air. This is such a glass of cool water in a day and an age of films where every single film that comes out that has a woman, you almost don't want to watch trailers. You almost don't want to watch the interviews with the cast anymore, because they're just going to tell you that you have to see this film or you are a sexist. And that's off-putting, because that means you're not the kind of person I want to hang out with. You're not the kind of person I'm going to go hang out with my wife instead, who I love and cherish and adore and hold in high esteem. She's an equal to me. We're partners. We're partnering in our parenting of our kids. You know, I'm not like subjugating the woman, and she's not subjugating me. You know what I mean? So like it just basically tells the world that you're a person that no one wants to hang out with if you're going to be preaching to everybody about how you think everybody is doing things wrong. So that's just kind of what it is. And Gal Gadot is clearly someone that pretty much anyone would want to hang out with. That was masterfully said. I want to play that again for you guys if we can before I move on. Wait a minute. What's really cool about that is that she not only shut down that whole notion because it's going to save her film financially, even if the film isn't that good. Like, even if it's not good at all, even what if the movie comes out and it's hot garbage, people will still see it though, because right now, and especially after that comment, everyone is invited to this film and everyone feels invited to this film. That's important, because you talk about the Charlie's Angels film, and right out the gate, they're talking about this is a Me Too film. As soon as they said that, you already lost a lot of men, because the trope "believe all women" doesn't make any sense at all. That's assuming that women are bastions of truth and nobility and honor, and that they themselves have no flaws, sin, or motivations to lie. And that is patently untrue as well. Just like men lie, women lie, everyone lies. So, you know, the "believe all women" is a great idea, and I think that you can't ignore facts and evidence, and I know that most people don't have that concept. The later part of that, where they just want you to skip facts and evidence, I know that's not the case for many. So I'm not trying to make anyone feel like I'm dismissing an argument you might agree with, but on the basis of sales and marketing, because guys, I'm in sales, I'm in marketing as well. So like, in that situation, if you're trying to sell something to a customer, aka sell tickets, you can't tell half the people that are going to see this, aka half are female, half are male. You can't tell half of them that you think, first of all, that they're automatically defaulting to guilty, or that they're somehow predatory, and that they're automatically going to be the ones that you think are not to be trusted. You know what I mean? So like, you've already irritated a lot of men, but you've also irritated a lot of women who love men. You've also irritated a lot of people, moms, sisters, daughters, who have family members, brothers who've been falsely accused of certain things. And those women are certainly not going to go see a Me Too film. My mother, my wife have spoken very adamantly about these things. And I know for a fact a lot of women in my close proximity, and this is obviously anecdotal evidence, obviously, because this is my personal experience, not like I've gathered a plethora of facts and data outside of myself, but I've spoken to a good many people about this same issue, and I know that they feel the same way. So it's not just men that get put off when you say it's a Me Too film, but also women. And then when you go a step further and say that the film is for women and not for men, now you basically locked it in. This movie's not designed for men. So why should a man go see it? And then you have a crappy first trailer. So this is the downfall of Charlie's Angels. Warner Bros. Has clearly been paying attention to what's been going on with Marvel, with Brie Larson, with Star Wars, with the entire sequel trilogy, and then also with a lot of these types of things with Charlie's Angels. Now you have Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, coming out with Patty Jenkins in this interview, saying something extremely classy that is going to save her viewership, save the tickets that are going to be potentially sold. And I think this movie is going to make a lot of money. I think this movie will probably, I think it'll have no problem breaking $1 billion. I think it'll do just fine. Even if it doesn't break $1 billion, even if it makes like $500,000 to $600,000, I think they'll still be well off, and that'll still be enough to greenlight a third film. I don't think there'll be any problem if it doesn't break $1 billion, because that's a huge number. $1 billion is crazy. So I'll go ahead and leave it there. But I just wanted to point out how classy this was, and that in a day like today, when men are demonized and women are supposed to be the bastions of truth, honor, and sinlessness, perfection, I think it's really refreshing to have someone, a woman, starring in her own in a female-led film, comic book superheroes, which I'm all about. Love the character, love Wonder Woman, love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I can't wait for this film, and now I can't wait even more. And my wife said so too. I should just get her on here one time to just talk about it, so you guys could hear her speak, and also my mother. That'd be real fun. So, mom, wife, if you guys are watching. But anyway, that was a lot to talk about for the first segment. So if you guys have any thoughts on this exact topic, leave a comment down below. I'd love to continue this conversation with you. I know it can get a touch political, but I don't try to share my own views on these types of things. Just share the facts about what is going on with the industry and what you see very commonly, like in interviews such as these, and how it can contrast with other interviews we've seen recently. So that's what I wanted to jump in. I thought it was worth mentioning. So let me know what you guys think about that down below. Next up, we have, I won't get into details because I know this is a live stream, but Mandalorian Episode 6 is extremely cool. Probably my favorite entry into the Star Wars franchise since maybe Revenge of the Sith or Rogue One. I'm really loving The Mandalorian as a whole, but Episode 6 specifically is brilliant. It is just awesome. And it is riddled, I say, with Easter eggs and cameos, all kinds of fun stuff that is going to make your head explode when you start to realize what's going on. So I linked this article down below so that you can get your hands on this information if you've already seen it. It's so much fun. Just check it out. I won't get into any spoilers. And if you're already reading what's on the screen, you don't have to worry, because everything that is in this frame right here on my screen right above here is in the trailers for The Mandalorian. So I'm not really spoiling anything. So, but I'll say I love it. I absolutely love it, and I'll talk with you guys in detail about it at some other point. Not on a live stream though, because that's not fair to anyone who might be watching. So next up on the list, Top Gun Maverick has a trailer, and oh my gosh, guys, you might be asking yourselves, why am I talking about Top Gun? I talk about movies, I talk about trailers, I talk about TV shows, not just comic books, so I do branch out a little bit, but I don't usually go this far. Top Gun is something that I never saw the original. So if you guys haven't, and my wife beat me up today for, like, physically hit me to try to get, to be like, you haven't seen Top Gun, let's watch Top Gun. I was like, no, I gotta do YouTube. She's like, come on, we gotta watch Top Gun. And so she was trying to get me to watch Top Gun right now because of this trailer, because it was revealed that I haven't seen Top Gun. But as far as making a trailer goes, I gotta say, I think this is exactly how, especially first trailers, this is exactly how trailers should be made. It is exciting. It is visually stimulating. You feel like you're riding the freaking jet. It gives you just enough to, like, see and kind of get a feel for the styles of the characters. You don't know their names, you don't know anything, but it's so much fun. And I think this is the kind of film that can appeal to men and women, anybody. It looks awesome. So what I'll do is I'll give you guys a couple of seconds, and then we can go on and get into the next segment, because I don't want to play the whole thing for you guys. I linked it down below, so you can click the link down below in the description to watch the video in full, but I'll just give you a taste. Daniel's Hot Topic says, hi, what's up? Yo. I like that part. You know what? Let's just watch it. We're almost there. Dude, look at those shots, man. What? Jennifer Connelly. Dude. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. So I know I said I wasn't going to show you the whole thing. That trailer is absolutely insane. I am so captivated watching that. Like, it's hard. Like, I know a lot of people when they do like trailer like reactions, for instance, like they're like, oh dude, oh, and like for me it's hard to do that because oftentimes if it's a good trailer, I can't think outside of the trailer. You know what I mean? And this like shut my brain down and just like I was just taking it in. I love this trailer. I want to see this really bad. So, yeah, dude. Probably if there was like an award ceremony for best trailer of the year, I would have to talk. The discussion would have to be for like either Mulan or this. I think that's probably where that would go. So, anyways, guys, the link is in the description below. Click that link, go to there, smash the like button so that they know you like that trailer. I think that's really important. In fact, check this out. I'm going to scroll down. Boom. Liked the trailer right there. So I definitely will go on and do that. You guys, check it out. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments and also in the live chat. So also we have Daniel's Hot Topics in the live chat says, Top Gun sequel trailer looks good, or the sequel looks good. Yes. I agree, man. Like, and I said at the beginning of this video, I haven't seen the first one. So I know that's like heresy. How could you be talking about? Well, the thing is, I'm not really talking about the movie. I'm talking about the trailer, and I'm going to go back and watch the first Top Gun because of this trailer. This trailer has sold me. I want to see the first movie, and then I'm going to go see this in June 2020. That it's a must. This is probably one of my top films for 2020 I must see. If I had to choose like 5 or 6, this would be in there. So anyway, all right, next up, we have a very fun topic, I think. So this one, Marvel's Eternals actor Kumail Nanjiani, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, Kumail Nanjiani, reveals shocking body transformation. And I thought this was really cool, really fun, really interesting. You guys all know that for the Marvel movies, the actors are forced to buff up like big time. Big time. They got to get jacked. And you know, Kumail Nanjiani he's a comedian. He's really funny. You guys know him. Look, this is a picture of him. Pretty slim dude. I mean, he's, you know, pretty slender. And I think his voice kind of lends a an element of non-intimidation, because his voice is so it almost sounds kind of weak, his voice, but I think he does that on purpose to make himself seem more docile in his comedy and in his acting, which works really well. He's one of my favorites. But check this out, guys. Forget all this like interview nonsense. I'm just gonna show you the picture. Holy moly, look at that dude. Does this look like the same guy to you? Look, let's go up. Look at this guy with the soft lighting. And then blam! Dude, look at this guy. He's like greased up, jacked out of his face. Look at those abs. This guy's a madman. Look, his jaw's even chiseled. That's freaking awesome. Guy looks crazy. It looks like his nose even took P90X. It's freaking cool. Props to this guy, man. Kumail Nanjiani, you're a savage, and I have mad respect for you. That is not easy to do, but you did it, and you look awesome. So I hope whatever suit they put him in, I hope it's skin tight, because that guy deserves the recognition he worked for. So that's awesome. And I think it's really funny too, because a lot of the time, like for instance, and I hate to bring it back to this, but for instance, like Brie Larson, a lot of people online have kind of like defended her. Like one of my main critiques, and I got this online, someone had messaged me like, how could you, something blah 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 about Brie Larson. My critique for her was that I thought she wasn't that great on her own. When she was with Sam Jackson and Captain Marvel, she was not bad. She, like, her and Sam Jackson had a pretty cool dynamic, but when she was by herself, she just wasn't carrying the film. Like it wasn't enough. And that was my criticism. You guys have seen my review already. I'm sure you have. If not, go back and check it out. But a lot of people were telling me like they were trying to tell me that I didn't like her because she wasn't beautiful enough. And I was like, I didn't say that. That's not, I never said that. Why are you telling me that I'm saying that? And then other people said that, who follow my channel, it's because you fan cast her before in other videos. I was like, oh, okay. Fan cast in other videos. I said that the chick, Catherine Winnick from Vikings, would have been a great Captain Marvel. And I still stand by that. I think she would have been much better in the role. I think she's a better, if not as good of an actress. And I think she looks significantly more like the role. And I think she would look better in the suit. And I think they should have gone with the Miss Marvel look instead of the Captain Marvel. I think that would have been a lot better. But the point of all this was that the conversation continued to flow. You said you're saying this, and I said I never said that. It's because you think this. I never said that. And one of the things that was said was the standards on women, and everyone has been talking about this too. So this isn't just me, but the standards on women are much harder, and they're unrealistic, and women shouldn't be held to unrealistic body standards. And it's like, wait a minute, unrealistic body standards are something that both men and women have to deal with all the time in almost every film, every day of all of our lives. It's not just women. Like, look at what they made Kumail Nanjiani do for the role. He looks like a Greek god. I mean, you know, if he got any bigger, he would look like a character in Dragon Ball Z, which is ridiculous. I mean, he looks like he's ready to fill out a Spider-Man suit, actually, which is really cool. I really like this physique here. But that's what we call extra normal. That's super normal. That's not normal. It's supernatural. It's beyond what a natural physique looks like. It's something that had to be created. It's something that had to be built. That's why they call it bodybuilding. You build upon the human body to create something extra normal. And yeah, that's why they're all on posters. That's why they're all in magazines. Same with women. That's, you know, they dress unlike most people. They wear makeup unlike most people. They are fit beyond the reasonable expectation of a normal person. And that's why they're on magazines, and that's why they get the starring roles in movies. But Kumail Nanjiani went from this, I love this picture too, to this. And I think that's a really good thing. I think that's awesome. I'm super stoked for him. Excellent work, bro. I think your body transformation is dope. And I think that's something you should definitely be proud of. Post more about it. Super cool. Can't wait to see you in the suit. And that's all it is. So you can read the article if you want. Super, you know, like I didn't even read the article. I just looked for the photo. That's all I needed at this point. But anyways, let me know what you guys have to say about that below. Do you guys like the body transformation? Are you guys excited to see the Eternals? I think that this is going to be really cool. I can't wait to see Kumail again in live action, ripped as heck in a bodysuit. So let's do it. Let's get there. So next up we have Shazam 2 to take flight spring 2020. Sesame Street relocates. I think this is funny because I actually saw the post from Zachary Levi about Sesame Street relocating. So this is really interesting. It says here, Warner Bros. Had more release date changes and announcements today in the wake of yesterday's avalanche news with dates of Matrix 4 and The Flash. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's also a thing. So The Flash also got a date and Matrix 4. It says New Lines DC Shazam 2 will open on April 1st. Yes, April Fools, 2022. Taking the place of an RSVP that the studio had for an untitled WB event film. There are no other major studio releases on that date, and the date falls prior to Easter that year, which is April 17th. In addition, the MGM co-produced Sesame Street film jumps from June 4th, 2024 to January 14th, 2022. And the MLK 4-day holiday weekend. The only other pick on that date is 20th Century Fox's Nimona, which I don't think will have any issues crossing over. So, super, super cool. And it also takes place immediately after Black Adam. So if I can point back to this, December 22nd, 2021 is when Black Adam will be coming out. So December, January, February, March, April. So like it's technically the end of December. So it's actually January, February, March, April. 4 months approximately after Black Adam, we're getting Shazam 2, which stands to reason that it will be not only a sequel to this, so it's going to go Shazam, Black Adam, Shazam 2 in that technical trilogy, but I think it's going to have. I think Shazam 2 is going to have to deal directly with Black Adam, and we may even, if we're lucky, we may even get to see Henry Cavill in that film. Oh my gosh, that would be the best thing ever. I would love to see that. Please, 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 Warner Brothers, if you're watching this, bring Henry Cavill back. Whatever you have to do, bring Henry Cavill back. We know he's not out yet, but don't let him slip through your fingers. He's the best thing to happen to your franchise since Gal Gadot. Do not let it go. You must make this happen. Who doesn't want to see Henry Cavill versus freaking Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Like, who doesn't want to see that? Everyone wants to see that. So, yes. I'll leave it there. That's all I wanted to say. Can't wait. That's going to be a really good 4.5 month period. I'm going to love that. So next up, we've got Lord of the Rings, the Amazon TV series gets an early season 2 renewal by Amazon and sets a season 1 hiatus. This is very interesting. Basically what's happening here, if you guys want, go ahead and click on the link down below. You can go and visit that and do your own research. But Lord of the Rings is going to be the most expensive TV show of all time. $250 million just for the rights to make the show, and another $250 million to make season 1. I think what they did was they filmed the first 3 or 4 episodes or something, and then apparently they like it so much what they're seeing that they gave the green light to go ahead and make season 2. Now, what this means is not just that they said, let's start writing season 2. Green light is something that means there is a financial commitment. There are things that are non-refundable. They're going to hire people, pay people. Money is being spent that will not come back to the studio if they should choose to cancel. So they're putting money on season 2. This is very confidence boosting for, at least for me, a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. Really excited to see what they're going to do here. The series is supposed to take place sometime between The Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring. So in that gap period, when Frodo was either growing up or maybe even right before Frodo was born, something like that. So, but either way, it'll probably have Aragorn in it. So I'm really pumped. It might not be Viggo Mortensen. I highly doubt that. It's been like 20 years, but nevertheless, I would be really excited to see Aragorn again. Plenty of the elves. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do. So excited. And yeah, that's basically it. The last thing I wanted to do, guys, is take your comments. So I know we have one more comment on here, and it says, I know this is off topic, but you got to talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths on the live stream. The wait is so hard. I hope they bring back the multiverse by the end. Yeah, you know what? I'll be willing to bet that whatever they do to fix the multiverse, it'll bring it. I bet you it'll bring it all back. There's no way that they're going to kill it all off, especially something that is ongoing. So keep in mind, when they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths, I'm going to give you guys just a tiny little spoiler, just a little bit of a spoiler that I guess is a big, it's not really a big spoiler. I'm just going to tell you guys this. They introduce the Crisis on Infinite Earths DC TV show lineup. In fact, you know what? Let me just go ahead and pull up a new tab. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Let me see if this is going to show it. So basically, just so you guys can see this is effectively just the wiki. So obviously you got to fact check everything that's on the wiki, but it's usually pretty accurate. People do a pretty good job of keeping this thing accurate. But the pilot episode, the first episode, is crazy because it introduces so many of the known existing universes, like Batman 1966 with Burt Ward. It'll get into Batman 1989 with Michael Keaton. It talks about so many of the other things, including Titans, which is not part of the CW verse, but it is an ongoing show, and it basically says they're all getting obliterated by the anti-life equation and the Monitor, or the anti-Monitor. He's coming to Earth, and that is kind of a trippy thing to think about, but it definitely does beg the question: are these things dead and gone? Should we consider these things no longer part of the CW canon? And I think the answer is clearly no, because whether or not they still exist in the CW verse, they did exist in the CW verse. So that to me says that everything that DC does is interwoven, it is interconnected on some level. They have recognized their own multiverse, and even if they're technically destroyed now, I'll be willing to bet they're bringing it all back. Everything's coming back. Nothing is dead, because they don't. I don't think, and I don't believe that they will want to keep that kind of a negative connotation on the CW verse. Because if the CW verse kills off all of those different continuities and keeps them dead and does nothing to bring them back, then CW is the one that killed all of our favorite things in DC. So like, are they going to kill? They're going to kill off Smallville. They're going to kill off Batman 89. They're going to kill off Adam West and Burt Ward. They're going to kill off Batman Beyond. They're going to kill off Everything, literally everything. Titans. And how can you kill off Titans? Season 3's already been greenlit. So you've got season 3's already being shot and filmed and ready to go. And it's just all of a sudden dead? No, it's not dead. They're going to fix it. So again, Crisis doesn't have to end on a positive note, but I'd be willing to bet the heroes come through and save the day. I bet they're going to save the day. They're going to save the day for the multiverse as well. So that's my thoughts on that. Really, really excited. I've seen the first episode. I have not seen the second. I have not seen the other episodes that have come out since. But I will watch those because I really liked the first episode. I thought that it was pretty good. I'm not caught up on all the other seasons leading up to the Crisis crossover. So some of it, you know, like I've had a lot of people say I didn't watch the crossover because I haven't been caught up. You don't have to. You really don't. The only thing you need to know is that Mia Smoke is the daughter of Oliver Queen from, I don't know, from the future or something. And she comes back. But either way, she's there. So she's there with Oliver. Felicity's not. And so that's all I know. So, and everything else seems to be going well. So that's pretty much what I know. Let me go ahead and take another question here. And forgive me if I don't get your question exactly right. For some reason, my screen crops off like the last several characters of the comment section here. So let me see if I can get away with moving this over here. Okay, and forgive me for my my congestion. I apologize for that as well because my throat and my nose are a little bit off. I'm under the weather, so that's why I sound kind of weird. So anyway, here we go. It says Michael Rosenbaum said he turned down the offer to return in Crisis and said that they offered him no money, no script, but I think he was covering. I think he'll be back by the end of the crossover. You know what? I think that would not be that's not something I would put past Michael Rosenbaum. I think that he definitely is someone that would pull that kind of a prank. He's a joker, he's a prankster, and he's willing to pull one over in order to surprise and please the fans. I think there might be something to what you're saying here. I actually covered it in a video, what he said. It did sound like they were trying to get everybody possible as fast as they possibly could. So I'm sure that it didn't necessarily align with his existing schedule. But yeah, it would be so cool if Michael Rosenbaum came back. Michael Rosenbaum is my favorite. Excuse me. I'm trying to catch my breath because I can't breathe through my nose. So it's like forcing me to yawn. The Michael Rosenbaum, if he came back, that would be enough for me to like watch the CW again just to get to that point with full context, because I love Michael Rosenbaum. I'll watch pretty much anything he's in, and that would just make my day. That would be the best thing ever. So huge Smallville fan. And it says here, next one from Daniel's Hot Topics again. Do you think maybe the Flash will travel to Earth 89 or Earth 167 in future episodes? Like when they introduced Earth 2 and Earth 3, Barry visited those Earths in a couple episodes. I have not seen episode 2 or any of the episodes beyond that. So just based on what I've seen in the first episode, yes, I think that other than the fact that I think Earth 89 was destroyed in episode 1, because Earth 89 is the 89 Batman. So with Michael Keaton, which was made in 1989, that is Multiverse 89. So 89 was destroyed in the beginning of episode 1. So other than that little caveat, if they can find a way to make it still exist, yes, I think he will go back and do that. But as of right now, as far as I'm aware, it's destroyed. So, and I'm not sure which one is Earth 167. You might have to refresh my memory in the comments. Just tell me which one that is, and I'll make a comment about that. But I'm not sure what that is, so I can't make a comment. If it still exists, I think the odds are pretty strong. So that's pretty much all there is to that. So lastly, guys, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys my the way that I would like you guys to help me out. Okay, so if you guys haven't already, I wanted to show you something. You just go here to YouTube and you go to the Stuff of Legend, and this is going to, you can see me there. I'm actually live. It's obviously my own channel, so it's going to do that. But go ahead and check this out. So if you're here, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I can't subscribe to myself, but you guys can subscribe to me. So if you guys do that, it's going to help me out big time. I really appreciate every single like, every comment, every share. Every time you guys turn on notifications to be alerted right away when I go live, that means a lot to me so that you guys can help me grow as a channel. I would appreciate that. So if you can, subscribe. It's free to you guys, but it means the world to me. And if you guys do want to become absolute legends and you want to support my channel financially, you want to help this channel grow by helping me get some new tech, get some new gear, get some new software. That way I can start providing more and more quality content for you guys. This is the way to do it. Go to tpublic.com/user/the stuff of legend. The link is in the description below, so you don't have to remember any of that. You just go to the link in the below, and then you can get merchandise for yourself. So I have 231 designs up online right now, and I'm uploading these designs all the time. So I've got tons of Star Wars. I've got these Legends ones that are made. I made these for Christmas. So like my sister's a legend, my brother's a legend, my boyfriend's a legend, my girlfriend, husband, wife. I've got all kinds of character designs from all kinds of like oldies. Bet you guys didn't know Eric Allen Kramer was Thor before Chris Hemsworth. Tons of characters, Bill Bixby, but I've also got my Stuff of Legend show, so you can see some of these designs. I've got this one's my latest. If you guys buy these right now, they're on discount, so you can check this out. Normally $20 for a t-shirt, but they're $14 right now. You can get shipping details so that you can order it right now, and then it'll still make it in time for the holidays. So if you wanted to get a shirt or something like that, you can do that or gift it. Mugs, hoodies, stickers, pins, wall art, all kinds of stuff. You can get yourself a nice travel mug if you like. And the design kind of wraps around as well, so you can see it wrap like that. If you do that, if you buy something from this store, I get a portion of the profit because I am actively the designer of these logos. So whenever they sell that merch, I get a cut. So that's one way you can support me financially. The link is in the description, and it's on my social medias as well, so you can't miss it. I appreciate that. Now, I don't want you guys to feel obligated. So if you guys want, that's available, and that will help support me as a channel. But there's tons of ways to support me for free. Like, share, comment, subscribe. That's how you can support me for free, and it really does mean the world to me if you do one or all of those four things. So I really appreciate it. Let me just double back into the comments here so that I can read the last comment, and then we can close out. Okay. So thank you for taking a minute at the time so I can explain that part of it for me, because that matters a big deal to me. So it says Earth 167 spoilers is, oh, I can't spoil it. You got to watch the Batwoman episode, and we can talk about it on the next live stream if you like. Yes, so I will watch all of the episodes. I'll get caught up on the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossovers, and then I will be able to talk with you guys more in depth. In fact, I might even, once I get caught up, do a live stream to talk about these the fun cameos, Easter egg spoilers, things like that, because I really enjoyed the first episode. I really did, and I think that it is fan service done very well. Sometimes fan service can be annoying. Sometimes it can be a little bit over the top. This one is clearly designed to be over the top, but it does what it's designed to do well, very, very well. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for bearing with my annoyingly under the weather voice. It's extra deep, it's muffled, it's muted, and my nose is not working. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Those four things are going to help me out a big, big deal in a big, big way. So you guys are the best. I hope you have a great rest of your night wherever you are, and stay tuned for more so I can get you guys some more content right here on The Stuff of Legend.